Hi, my name's Misty, and I am finally getting around to doing the video of what I do for my Bethlehem dinner. So, um, mine may be a little more than some people want to do, and if you guys have ideas to make mine better, let me know because I'm always open to ideas. But the first thing I did is I printed the scriptures on cards, like Luke 1:26, and it talks about how Gabriel came to Mary. It's like 26 to 38. I just Googled the scripture story. I've got everything from Luke 2. I've got Matthew 1, 1:18 to 24 about the angel coming and telling Joseph about the baby. And I put them together in little cards and I tied them with jute. I didn't use any color or fancy ribbons at all. I keep everything natural looking. So the first thing I give them is like the day before Christmas Eve. I do mine on Christmas Eve. The day before Christmas Eve or 2 days before Christmas Eve, I give them Luke 1, which is the scripture about when Gabriel comes and tells Mary she's going to have a baby. And it comes with this little package. It's just on paper because I'm cheap. And it's stamps and seals because I read somewhere that that's what they used as money, is like family stamps or something. And all it is inside is I cut big circles out with a big hole punch and out of like marbleized paper or whatever. And so it's like about the size of a quarter, and they're in here. So that when they come to Bethlehem, they can pay their taxes with their stamps and seals. So that's the first thing I do with Mary being pregnant a couple days early. And then on Christmas Eve day, I give them this gigantic bag with a small, simple costume inside. Like it would be a robe for my 10-year-old, or a piece of fabric for my 18-year-old to wear over her hair, because nobody wants to dress up lots because they think it's lame. And on the bag is a decree from Caesar Augustus. And it has Luke 2:1, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And I burnt the edges and I tied it with natural string. Last year I rolled it. My kids thought it was really cool rolled, but it wasn't very easy to save. I save everything so I don't have to reprint it. And it says, announcement from Caesar Augustus. Hear ye all, by order of the king, it is that each and everyone shall return to their birth city to be counted and taxed. You are to report, dressed in the appropriate attire, this day, the 24th day of December. And if you want to be more like accurate, you can write at grandma's house at 5 o'clock, or, you are to report to Bethlehem. And then in parentheses, last year I wrote the living room at 5:30, but I want to keep mine really neutral so that I can keep reusing them, because one year we did it at my dad's. So anyway, they get this bag with their decree. And I have the most awesome guard costume that I bought this year off the marketplace. It's a plus size men's 3X, so I hope it fits. And maybe I'll try it on at the end and let you guys see me in it. But so I go stomping in there. I bang on their door while they're asleep. And I like walk in there and I chuck them their bag with no feeling, no emotion, just like a guard probably would have. And I say, there's been a decree from Caesar Augustus, whatever I decide to say that day. And I turn, walk out, and slam their door. And then later that day, I give them the rest of the scripture story in pieces. So they've got that Mary is going to have a baby, and now they've got that a decree came out. And then like I give them the scripture. I don't have them in order, but you guys could look them up and put them in whatever order you want, or you could message me and I'll tell you exactly what I do. But So I give them, what would come next? Like, what would come next? I guess the angel telling Joseph, and then I'll give them that the angel told the shepherds, and then I'll give them the part about the wise men, and then I'll give them the part about there's no room in the inn. And with every set of scriptures, they get a prop. So this prop is herbs and spices. And this prop is fine linens, very cheap at the dollar store. It's just a bandana. And in my herbs and spices, I really did put herbs and spices in here because I want it to smell. And this is a wood block that I wrapped in just the wood paper that comes in my Amazon box. I save it all, tied it with jute because I don't want any color. And this is soap, homemade soap, of course, because that's what they would have had back then. And so this is coal. It's rocks. And so I give them all these props so that when they come to Bethlehem, where I imagine the people that live in Bethlehem are like, it's, a good time to market our stuff. And so I imagine that it would probably be very busy, and people would have their tables and their booths selling their baskets and their pottery and their woven things, whatever, their soap. And so I imagine that there would be people selling stuff. So you bring your tradable goods to Bethlehem so that you can trade them for really awesome things that I knew my children would love. So if they're not dressed, if they're too cool to wear the sheet over their head, they get ignored. So they have to come dressed appropriately or I can't see them. And that's the fun of it. And they come first to a table where my husband or whoever wants to do it is sitting, and he collects their tax. So he takes their stamps and seals, not very nicely, because I'm sure they didn't at the time. And he dumps it out, takes almost everything they have, and scoots them back maybe one. But he takes basically all their money because they probably did that back then. And then I have a table set up, and I have a bunch of pieces of fabric that, maybe looked like that time. And I have a couple, fake pieces of fur, whatever. And I have bowls of fruit that I dried. I have bowls of nuts. I have clementine oranges, things that maybe they would be marketing at the time. But mixed in those things that no one is interested in, I have natural looking, wonderful gifts for my kids instead of pajamas that nobody wears after Christmas Eve because, nobody wears them. I have gifts that my kids will love, and they trade me for them with their tradable goods. And I have them mixed in my table with this other stuff. So I'm going to give you an example. This is a leather sketch pad. See how it's like, kind of biblical looking. A leather sketch pad that I bought for my daughter. And so I'll have that tucked in. So as she's digging through stuff, she might see that and go, can I buy that? And if someone wants to buy something that wasn't meant for them, I tell them they don't have enough money, because that's life. Sometimes you don't have enough money. Another example is, it's semi-natural, this hat that's going to match a coat I bought her. So I'll tuck it in with the fine linens. And I buy everything all year long. I don't spend a lot of money. I buy stuff from yard sales, the marketplace, thrift stores. I don't buy anything new, and I buy it all year long. Another thing I have is, for my nephew, I have this jacket. Yes, it says Star Wars, but he's going to love it. And it's solid, so it's not going to stand out. I don't buy like Pokemon cards and the latest gaming controller, whatever. So, and for my little kids, I have, I found these really cute things. You put them in the microwave and they pop. I'm going to take it out of the wrapper, and so they can buy that. And I found these cute little boxes, and my kids love rocks. And so at one store, I found like rocks for really cheap. So I'm going to have a bowl of rocks, and I collect wood stuff too. So I'm going to have a bowl of rocks, and I have shark teeth, arrowheads, a couple megalodon teeth, some geodes that have never been opened, whatever. I'm going to have this bowl of rocks, and they can buy rocks. And after they buy their rocks, I'm going to be like, oh, and I have this cute little box to put your rocks in. So they'll get a box. And my mom and dad are coming this year. Oh, I have this. It's a rabbit's foot, as you can tell. Oh, and then I got, this is super cute too. It's a turtle made out of rocks. And I got this cute little bag. These were 3 for $1 at a rock shop that I was at one time. And I got this cute little turtle. So anything I find that I think is cute that they're going to buy, I buy for my Bethlehem Market. Wood yo-yo. Oh, and this cutting board. It says Happy Holidays on the other side. I got this for my mom, but I'm going to hold it on this side because it's, natural looking. And I found these wool socks. I'm going to separate them out of the package, and people can buy socks. They're really nice. I have this all natural body butter, homemade, that someone can buy. I have gloves, knitted, no markings. So anyway, you get it. I do that kind of stuff. I think I was going to show you something, but I can't remember what. I just buy what my kids would like. And then in the middle of our market, after everyone has pretty much bought their stuff, I have an angel, and it's going to be my 10-year-old niece this year because she did it with us last year. And so she knows what's going on. And she's going to come out and say, with no warning, "Behold, I bring you great tidings of joy," or whatever it is. We're going to practice because I don't even have it memorized. And I'm going to be like, "Oh my gosh, the baby's been born. Let's go see the baby. Oh my gosh." So last year we got in the car and we drove to this life-size nativity. And I parked like 2 blocks down the road, and we wrapped up, we wore our coats, and we walked just like they did, but only 2 blocks because I didn't want to walk very far. But you can walk as far as you want, to the live nativity. And then we stood there and talked about it, and it was really awesome. And then we drove home and made dinner. But this time I have a barn, tough shed, that's my chicken coop out there. And it has hay on the ground, and it smells like chickens. It unfortunately doesn't smell like cows and sheep poop like the one Mary was blessed with. But my daughter is going to be Mary. My son is going to be Joseph. And we got huge poster paper. And for school, we made a huge cow, we made a huge sheep, and we made a huge donkey. So we Googled how to draw a cow. So it was a super fun art project. So, and it's just on paper. So we're going to put those up on the wall. And when the angel tells us that the baby's been born, we're going to be so excited. We're going to go find the baby. We're going to walk to the end of the street. We're going to cross it, and we're going to walk back to my house. And my son, so that he could measure and cut and drill, made a gigantic star, and it's on top of my barn, and I'm gonna put lights on it. So cute. It sounds like a lot of work, but I promise it wasn't. We've been doing this for like a month, since after Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna walk, and when we get, I'm pointing out my window like you can see me, but we're gonna walk, and when we get to where we can see the star, I'm gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, there's the star. Let's go look in there," And so we're going to go in there, and my kids, will be in there being Mary and Joseph, and that'll be really, really cute. And then I think we're going to sing Silent Night or something, but I don't like to go on and do full on nativities. We did them when I was a kid. I hated them. So we don't do that. And then we're going to come in and eat dinner. And so what I do for dinner is I don't eat anything on glass. I collect wood at every thrift store, every yard sale. I look for wood, and if I find it and it's cheap, I buy it. A lot of the times it's expensive, but you can find it cheap. So we eat out of wood bowls, and I set the table out, but I don't make everything matching. Even if I have enough to make it all matching, I don't make it matching because I doubt they made it matching. I have some like bamboo dishes. I have bamboo cups. I have this cute little serving thing. See what I mean? It's like these little bowls and this cute little, you know. So we eat everything on wood. And when my mom and dad aren't coming, we eat on the floor. When my mom and dad are coming, we eat at the table. I have a pottery picture that I'm going to make grape juice in, that we're going to drink out of. And if I don't have enough cups, we share. I don't get out any glass at all because they didn't have glass. I bet the king didn't even eat on glass. So we don't pull out china for this. But I did it first and I thought it was wonderful. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm going to do wood. So everybody's ideas are beautiful, and my ideas are fun, and I get more ideas as I go. And every time someone buys something, I wrap it up in paper and tie a string around it. And I found these really adorable, these are like drawstring bags. If they buy small stuff, I'm going to put it in a drawstring bag. But just if it's cute and if it's cheap, I buy it and I use it. I don't spend a lot of money, and I save everything so it doesn't cost me a lot of time. And I think I paid like $8 for my guard costume, but the last couple of years I wasn't in a costume and it was totally fine. I just act abrupt and not very nice, but not mean. And my kids have all loved it. We're going to carry candles when we go look for Jesus, and I'm not going to turn my lights on. I have tons of electric candles. So we're going to use candles for light. One of these times I want to draw and paint like Bethlehem looking buildings, but, I haven't been that ambitious. But in my mind, it's lovely. So I'm just looking around to make sure there's nothing else I want to show you. Yeah. And I have everything that I have printed. I have saved in my computer. If someone wants to tell me how to do it, I could email it to you so that you don't have to look it up. And it did kind of take me a long time to, copy and paste it, make it so it would fit, whatever. It kind of took me a long time to burn the edges of my paper, but I only have to do it once. And I made new invitations this time, and my kids were like, make sure you burn the edges. That was so cool that you burned the edges. And I wasn't going to burn the edges. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll burn the edges. But now that they're burned, I'm not going to roll them. So they'll store. And if I see any sheets, any blankets, any shawls, any tablecloths, any curtains, anything that looks even remotely close to something they would have wore in biblical times, I buy it. And I just put it in a box. And that way I have plenty, because the first year I did this, I had like 4 people, and now I'm going to have like 12. So I just want plenty of stuff. Even if I don't think I need it, if it's cheap, and I mean cheap, I buy it. So that's what I do. And what I eat for dinner is basically what everyone else says they eat for dinner. I can't stand lamb. I hate fish. And so I don't have any of that. I have jerky. And I know they ate like cheese and beans and lentils and stuff like that, and eggs and flatbread. And I eat versions of those things that we'll like I make a cheese ball, even though that's totally not what they would have eaten. But if I just lay out cheese or, bread like they would have ate, nobody will even eat it. So I hate fish, but I know they ate it, so I do goldfish. So my dinner isn't super authentic, but it's edible, it's yummy, and it looks authentic, kinda, because it's on my wood dishes. So that's what I do. I think the thing I get the most excited about, and the thing my kids think is the most fun, are the props and the role play. And once they get to Bethlehem, there's no phones. I give them instructions, like on a piece of paper. One of my instructions is don't throw away my props. Don't open my props. Bring them with you. They're just props. no phone, no talking about like things that are going on that are unpleasant, like the sister who doesn't talk to dad, whatever. And I ask them not to swear because my family swears like sailors. And so I ask them not to swear. And I just want it to be a holy time. I want to think about Jesus the whole time. And so we just role play until after we eat. And then Christmas Day, we watch Luke 2. It's from the 80s by the LDS Church. I find it on YouTube. It's only like 2 minutes long. And before my kids get up to go look at what Santa brought, we watch Luke 2. And it's very lovely. There's not even any talking in it, and it's very short. And so we do that, and then we say a prayer, and then Christmas Day, we think about Jesus, but we enjoy Santa because I think that Christmas has a really wonderful, special place for Santa also. So that's what I do. And if you have any questions, oh, look at these. These are, they feel like paper plates, but they're not. They're wood. And I got these from a thrift store. There was like 100 in a package for like $2. I couldn't believe it. I bought everything they had. And I thought they'd be disposable, but I wash them and reuse them. They're perfectly washable. And the back of them, they're like wood. They're super cool. And I've seen them on the marketplace too. Not for a gazillion for $1 or whatever I paid, but I have seen them on the marketplace. I just type in wood serving stuff. So anyway, my video is 20 minutes. I didn't want to take too long because I hate watching long videos, but that's it. And thanks for wanting to hear my ideas. And I love you, and I love homeschooling, and I'm grateful for the site and the comments and how much I learned from you guys. And Merry Christmas. Message me if you have any questions.